immunomodulation is quite interesting way in therapeutic and preventive medicine. How can we correct and modulate the change in immune reactivity? So it means that we can support those functions which are decreased and which are not working appropriately. We can normalize overactive parts of the immune system, and of course we can correct and modulate the inflammatory response. We would like to treat the children not only effectively but also safely. It's very important to treat both effectively and safely. So let's speak about the anti-infectious defense. This is quite a typical slide from the immunology lectures from the medical university, that we can discriminate between innate immunity and acquired immunity. Unfortunately, this division is only academic. This is not real situation in the body, because we do not have direct borders between these two parts of the immunity, and each immune reactions consist of both immune reactions. What is interesting is that several years ago we learned our students that the most important difference between these two arms of immunity is that acquired immunity is able to remember, and we are speaking about immune memory. What is quite new in the field of immunology is that currently, several years ago, it was shown that also non-specific immunity is able to remember in certain way, and currently we are using the name trained immunity. So trained immunity means that this is immune memory of non-specific immunity. It's quite logical that these characteristics of non-specific immunity is of lower specificity compared to the classical immune memory of B cells and T cells. But we know that this is usually connected with monocytes, macrophages, natural killer cells, and one interesting subpopulation of the cells, which is called innate lymphoid cells, very similar to lymphocytes, but working in non-specific way. And currently we know that this trained immunity is induced by epigenetic and metabolic reprogramming of immune cells. So they are able to react more promptly and more effectively later on. So what are the principles of developing of trained immunity? Currently it's very interesting that from the world of immunomodulators, beta-glucans were the first with confirmed possibility of induction of trained immunity. So it means that by regular application, for example, of beta-glucans, you can train monocytes and macrophages to be capable to produce sufficient amount of, for example, interferons after the future contact with viral infections. So based on these impacts from the internal and external environment, you can induce epigenetic and metabolic reprogramming with long-term changes of functional programs of the cells, and it leads to the more effective working later on in the future. So, for example, it can be seen by beta-glucans. Application of beta-glucans improved the production of interferons after contact of viruses. This is quite an important issue regarding the decrease of respiratory viral infections. So currently we can say that based on the available studies, and the number of the studies increasing year by year, that beta-glucans were the first group of natural immunomodulators with proven effects on trained immunity, and currently we know this is a very important issue of the clinical complex efficacy of beta-glucans.